Welcome back to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network, live from El Rey. I'm Ben Garrett. He's Tim Smith. I almost called you Rick Keaton again.
That's what happens when
He's
you miss
Rick
2
Keaton.
weeks.
That's Greg Bond. This is Levi James. This is Gavin Terry. So this is our segment where we bring in our first National Bank Players of the Week. Gavin, Levi, I've lost it.
We're just going to have to start doing an edited show.
Yeah, we are.
Levi
By
was,
the way, Rachel's not the only one that rolls her eyes at you when you talk or when you tweet. Just wanted to make that point while we were all in a jumble here. Now continue, please.
Thanks, Tim Keaton. Levi James, our Player of the Week from Oneida, and Gavin Terry was not named Player of the Week. However, he has been having a very solid senior season. So Brady Strunk is sick tonight. He could not join us, and immediately I texted Rick Keaton. I said, who are we going to bring on? He says, bring on Gavin Terry. So, Gavin, thank you for joining us. Levi, thank you for joining us. And I'm going to start over here. Levi James, our Player of the Week from Friday night in Oneida's name against Rockwood.
All right, Levi, and you're here 11 tackles, double-digit tackles.
Yep.
And there was a lot of opportunities for tackles Friday night, but there wasn't those weren't easy tackles. And the first question I got to ask you, now you're a sophomore, right?
Sorry.
So and you're playing in the secondary, which normally you want your defense, you want your line and your linebackers making most of the tackles. You guys are the last resort there. So that means there were several times that the running game for Rockwood was able to break through and get your way. Now, they had a guy, Gerald Hannibal, a big old running back, about 240. What was your technique to try to take him down? What did you have to do to tackle a man like that?
Me and Landon Lindbergh been talking about it all week. Just got to hit him low, hit him in the knees. It's the easiest way to take them big boys down like that. Can't hit him up high or else he'll run you over.
Right. And now he seemed to run the ball quite a bit. Did you
really
remember
good
it that way?
Yeah, he's a really good player.
Yeah. So now you play both sides of the ball, but most of the action Friday night was offensive or defensively, and this was a competitive game. Talk about, were you surprised that the game 4 minutes in there was both teams had scored 2 touchdowns? That's not quite what you expected, was it?
No, usually do pretty good on defense off the start, but their run game was really strong coming out, so we couldn't stop for some reason.
Yeah.
And offense did really good throwing the ball. Jake Hewlin, he's really fast, good player.
Yeah. So it looked like it was going to be a shootout early, and then it kind of settled in. But Rockwood was similar to a lot of games this season where the Indians have played well. They've been in it. There's not really a game you got down really heavily against York, but you guys were able to come back and even make a bit of a threat from having been down 28-0. Every game's been close.
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to take to turn close into getting over the hump and getting a win? What are the things you all are working on?
We just can't really get down on ourselves. We get down on ourselves a lot when we get down by a touchdown or something like that. Just try to, when our seniors step up, lead us, try to keep our heads up, keep on playing.
Yeah, and it seemed like after that they stopped you guys where it looked like you were going to get the touchdown to take the lead. Then they were able to take it 99 yards. It seemed like after that it was really hard to get back into the game. Did it feel that way to you?
Yeah, it was kind of like a momentum stopper. Coach May talked about it. He thought that the momentum was going to stop right there if we didn't get in, and it did. And after that, we kind of hung our heads and didn't really do nothing good on defense.
So there's been a lot of mixing and matching in the secondary this year. You didn't have TJ early in the year. Then TD got hurt, and you're without him for the rest of the year. So everybody's had to kind of move around, jump around. But you seem to have found a comfort level there. I admire, because I'm not a big guy, but you're not a big guy at all.
I'm not a big guy.
But you don't care to run in. You're very confident, and it seems to me like you're so confident you know it's what you're supposed to be doing. I think that's a whole big part of that. Why do you know so well where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing?
Well, originally at the beginning of the year, I was playing corner mainly. And then versus Williamsburg, Jarrett got hurt, so they threw me in there at safety. And it's fun playing safety. You come down here, come downhill 20 yards and just hit anybody, It's a fun position, but, yeah, I like playing safety.
So you like delivering the hits.
Yeah, I like hitting, but I can't do much. I'm kind of small, but I like getting tackles.
Well, no, I think didn't you get a hello darling earlier this year though?
Yeah, first game.
Yeah.
That's because Mark Matthews loves me for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I won't speculate. But that's fine. Mark's a good guy, but he doesn't just hand those out, and I don't think he's given out more than 3 or 4 this year. So that's a pretty big thing. But I know Mark absolutely does, and I think it's because he admires the way you play, and that you're not afraid to get in there and mix it up. So you got a week off, but y'all are practicing still, right?
Yeah, we got to keep on practicing. Prepare for Monterey.
Yeah. And what would you say is going to be the biggest challenge when you face Monterey a week from Friday down there?
They got a good, strong run game. We just got to get their running back's pretty good. Got to get him tackled. Got to get him on the ground. That's probably going to be one of the big ones right there.
Okay, I got 2 more real quick ones, and then I'm going to toss it over to you guys. Is there somebody, as you were growing up playing middle school or whatever, that you saw ahead of you, an Indian that you saw and you were like, I want to play the game like he does? Is there somebody?
I'm not really sure. I didn't pay that much attention.
Okay. You were worrying about what you were doing? What about college, NFL? Have you got a favorite player, favorite teams?
College, Tennessee. I like Tennessee. I don't really look at one player. I kind of go around from different players, taking stuff away from their game.
All right. You looking to announce someday you're going to take Mark's spot? If he gives it up, would you take that spot?
Maybe. I don't know how good I'd be. I don't know if I'd be as good as a.
You'd be as good as Mark.
Yeah, probably, actually.
That's the reaction we want.
There you go.
All right, so Levi, hang tight because I got a question for you here in just a second. But first, we're going to swing it over to this side of the table. And Gavin Terry, I don't want to single anybody out, but I can single you out because you're sitting here. But if someone asks me 4 or 5 players on that Scott High team that are going 110% every time the ball is snapped, Gavin Terry would be one of the names that I would mention. So congratulations. I know the season is not going the way that you guys want it to go, but I want to say congratulations on having what has been a very solid season for you so far.
Thank you.
Gavin Terry wears number 53. He's the center on the offensive unit. Came to me back in August and said, hey, can we be on the radio sometime? And basically I said, we'll try to work you in. So you're here at the round table tonight, Gavin. We look at last Friday night. Another one of them teams that for some reason we just can't stop them, or they come out with so much fire and energy, it takes us a while to figure out how to stop them and get going. You've not played much on defense this year, but did I see you on the defensive line Friday night?
Yes, sir, for one drive.
One drive.
Yes, sir.
You're part of the 4 seniors on the offensive line. Mm-hmm. It's rare that a Scott High team can ever go through a year and say, we start 4 seniors. It's usually a sophomore, a couple of juniors, and a couple of seniors. But let's talk about your other seniors on the offensive line.
Clayton Carroll, he's good. Like, he knows the plays, he knows what he's supposed to do, and he knows what the left guard is supposed to do, which is a sophomore. Mm-hmm. He helps keep him straight, and he helps keep the rest of us straight. And our right guard, Landon Crabtree, he's strong. He may not look it. He's only 165 pounds, but he's probably the strongest guy we have on the team pound for pound. And then Adrian Stanley, whenever he has those moments where he absolutely demolishes the guy across from him.
Like 20 yards downfield.
Yes, sir. He pulls like the blind side on him. Mm-hmm. I don't know the name of the guy.
But it's a good group of players. Landon is one of those youngsters that we see a lot of energy from. We see it during practice through the week, and come game time, I mean, he ratchets things up to a different level as far as energy is concerned. And,
yes, sir.
And he was also playing in that ogre formation, that deep back, so he's got a touchdown or 2 this season.
Yeah, he got one on South Doyle. It was amazing watching him.
Yeah, for a lineman to get to do that. As the team continues to move forward, got 4 games left. Clay County this week, Fulton,
then
Gatlinburg, Pittman, and then Anderson County close out the season. Is there any one of those teams on there that, you'd want to play if somebody's just pick 4 and let's play this one?
I don't know. That's a tough choice. I'd probably go with Clay County.
Clay County? that's the next game up. So
Yeah.
it's easy to get that one over with. People a few years ago would have said Fulton because they had been dominating in state champion team such as that. As you prepare this week for Clay County, your coach, Chris Harris, was the offensive coordinator at Clay County last year.
Yes, sir.
Has he said anything during film study today or anything that, does he have a vision about going to Clay County and picking up a win there?
Oh, yeah, we all do. We all do. I think if we give it 100%, we'll win. And we have the potential to win. It's just that sometimes, well, actually not sometimes, most of the times this year, we haven't been getting into that right mindset. It's taken us until halftime to actually get there, but by then it's already too late.
The hole's too big to start climbing out of
Yes,
that
sir.
at that point in time there. So Coach Harris tells me all the time, he says, look, we need 4 quarters, complete quarters. We talked about that on the field over at Central the other night. And he said, if we play a quarter like the whole game like we played this quarter or the second half at South Doyle, it's the slow start. It's sort of from my perch way up high, I look down there and I think, oh no, we feel like we've stepped back and they've got such a lead we can't come back from it. Can this group of young men, can we recover from that? We'll start off this week, win this game, and see you next week. Can we recover from that and try to have a good start to the game?
I think so. Like Zane Lau was talking today during film. He was getting after it, saying that we could win. We just need to have the right mindset. And I 100% agree. If we come out with a good mindset for the rest of these 4 games, we have a good possibility to win. And I'm not just saying that. We can be a good football team. We just have to want it. And we have been struggling to find that want.
In my pregame every week, I talk about the offense and finding some consistency, finding a way to move the ball, sustain drives, pick up first downs. Is that how you think? Is that how you feel also? If we can do that and get on the scoreboard, we can be competitive with the other teams?
Yes, sir. Like, the offense wins games. If we keep drives sustained and the defense is off the field most of the time for a good reason, like turnover on downs or punt, their offense has to punt, we can win. If we just keep scoring and keep them from scoring, we don't even necessarily have to score. We just got to hold the ball more and sustain drives.
I'm going to give you the final word right here. What do you think Clay County, a long road trip, 2-hour road trip, no matter how you look at it, going there on Friday, that mental preparation for that long bus ride and then to get there and get ready to play at Clay County. Your thoughts on that, just the prep it's going to take to get there?
Yeah, I mean, that bus ride's going to be awful. But I have a feeling dang, I lost my train of thought.
Well, I do that all the time.
I feel
Don't
your
worry about
pain.
it. Yeah.
But that bus ride, it's going to be long. But if we stay locked in and focused, we'll have a good night ahead of us. And can I go back on something I said earlier? I'm not just looking forward to play Clay County. I want to play all of them. But I'm having a good feeling about this week, watching film. But I'm probably going to have a good feeling for the next 3 weeks, too.
There you go. Positive attitude from our fellow here, Gavin Terry.
I got one question for each of you guys, and I'm going to start with you, Gavin. We have talked to Bill Hall. Rick has talked to Bill Hall on the air after each of the last 2 games, and Coach Hall has had the same message both weeks. He said, basically, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, but he says the line of people who want to win is long. The line of people who want to put in the work to win is short. You're one of those people that are in the line of people who want to put in the work to win. As a senior, what is your message to everybody else on this football team, seniors included, but especially the younger players, about having to have the desire to win? It's one thing to say, I want to go win the football game. It's another thing to do it. What is your message to them?
You just got to put in the work. I mean, nothing comes for free. You can't want something but not expect to work for it. That's what the summer practices were for. We had to work to get to the spot where we are now. And we got to work to get our mindset right to win the next 4 games.
All right, and Levi, I got a question for you. Now, this one's a little less serious. Well, no, it is serious. Your older brother, Noah James, he doesn't play football, so I can't ask this question necessarily about football, but I'm going to ask it about soccer because we make soccer a part of the show as well. Levi James versus Noah James on the soccer field one-on-one.
Me.
Okay, good enough.
Me.
Hey, hey, do one thing for me. Give me a hello, darling. We're auditioning you for.
Hello, darling.
I mean, that's just as good
That's
as it gets.
outstanding.
That works.
Yeah. All right, Levi James, Gavin Terry, thank you guys for joining us. We're
Thanks
just
for having me.
halfway through. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll talk to Bo Kidd about Oneida High School sports.